everyone. Today we are going back to December 2019. I printed out my description box from my December favorites from 2 years ago. We're gonna go through it and see what I still like and what has been replaced. We're gonna start with beauty, as I always do, and I will say it's mostly beauty back then. So the first was a palette, the ColourPop Bare Necessities palette. I no longer have it. I went a little nuts. I decluttered a lot of things, and the reason why I decluttered the Bare Necessities palette is because it's a larger palette. It was a little awkward, didn't really fit where I keep my palettes, and I decided to gift that to a friend and then keep 2 other palettes that are very similar. So the palettes that I kept that are still available, that I still use all the time, also from ColourPop, is the Going Coconuts palette. This is more the warmer palette. And the That's Taupe palette, which is more of the cooler tones. And today I'm actually wearing mostly That's Taupe with a little bit of the matte shades from Going Coconut just in the outer corner to warm things up a bit. Another favorite that I will tell you right now, I don't have anymore. It was the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer. I loved it. I think I used it all up. But to be fair, I switched over and started using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer instead, which I do really like. But what I actually use every single day is the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape in the shade 16N. That is what I use 99.9% of the time for my under eye concealer. Unless I want to do a specific drugstore look, and then I'll reach for the e.l.f. Although I will say, today I did a little experiment, and this eye is e.l.f. and this eye is the Shape Tape. And I don't know that you can really see a difference. Up close, I will say that Tarte Shape Tape does cover more. It is definitely more opaque. That doesn't necessarily always end up being the look that I want. If I'm doing more of a less makeup look, then maybe I would reach for the e.l.f., but I just wanted to be transparent and let you know that unless I'm doing a drugstore look, really, the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape is the winner for me. All right, next was some lip stuff. And looking through my description box, it's very clear to me that I must have gotten a big box of PR from Buxom, because we got a lot of Buxom favorites. So one of my favorites was the Buxom Full-On Lip Plumping Polish in the shade Dolly. And I don't know why I'm holding it up, because it's on my lips right now. And another favorite was the Coordinating Lip Liner in the shade, I believe it's Dolly Danger, which I'm also wearing just to line my lips. I didn't fill in. And I like it. Although I will say, I don't like this tingling feeling that the Buxom creams, sometimes I like them. Today, I'm not a fan. And I haven't really reached for that combo much, if at all, since 2019. Let me talk you through a few of my current favorite lip combos. This should come as no surprise. The BK Beauty Lip Liner in the shade Sweet Pea with the BK Beauty lipstick. You'd think I would know by now what it is since I'm wearing it all the time. In Self Love. I'll just swatch these for you right there. But then LisaLisa D1 launched a collection with Christian Audette, and it's stunning. The lipstick is called Golden Hour, and it's so beautiful and very reminiscent of the Estee Lauder Rose Amethyst. And then she also came out with a lip liner called Paradise, which I know this looks crazy together, but it really works. It works really well together. But what I have found, just to bring out that pink a little bit more, but also blend in the brown tones, I should say, of the lip liner, is I've been topping it with the Clé de Peau, I think it's the Lip Luminizer in the shade Old Rose. And this has more of a brown undertone, and when you put this over the lipstick and the lip liner, it's absolute perfection. And it makes everything last longer. So that's the combo that I've been working with this month. Okay, more Buxom favorites from 2019 included their Hold the Line eyeliner. And that is not a favorite because I haven't been wearing eyeliner probably since early 2020, late 2019. If I were to be wearing an eyeliner, that would definitely be one of my top 3. It's an excellent, really easy to use, creamy, very deep brown shade eyeliner. Loved it. I just decided that for myself, my eyes look bigger and I look younger without eyeliner. Now, if you love wearing your eyeliner, this is not me telling you not to wear it. It's a decision that I made for me. I wish as a country, we could kind of respect. We can make our decisions for ourselves and they do not affect everyone else. That is a whole other discussion. Okay, get me in a lot of trouble there. So we're gonna stop. Next was another Buxom favorite that is definitely still a favorite. If I can find it, it's right here. It is the Buxom Wanderlust Primer Infused Blush. Specifically, I mentioned the shade Seychelles, and it is still absolutely a favorite. It's still in my everyday makeup drawer. I love it. The cheek product that I have been reaching for the most, I would say the last half of 2021 though, is the Chantecaille blush in the shade Bliss. It's much softer pink, but very similar in concept, a sheer wash of color. Now I'm wearing the Buxom today, if you are curious. Also a favorite, and something I kind of forgot about, and I had actually just purchased a new one of these, tucked it in a drawer, totally forgot. It's the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Perfecting Powder. Now this is a new one. And basically what you do is you put this on at the very end when you've done all your other makeup, and big fluffy brush, and you just use it to kind of set and finish the look. It gives a more airbrushed look. It softens pores, it softens lines, kind of melds all the complexion products together. I'm wearing it today, and this is highlighter though. It definitely works. It's a very, very subtle glow. It's not going to make you crazy shiny. As you can see, like my forehead is not reflecting light. What I have been using, especially this month, was also from back in the day in my stash, a very similar concept. This is the Lancome Absolute Powder, almost identical in concept, but this is a lot glowier. This is great for evening. This is great for holiday. This is not great for in the summer months or if you're going to perspire, which is why it's been sitting in a drawer for so long, because it's been hitting 80 even up until this week, and it may again next week. So if you are worried about looking too glowy, I would recommend the Laura Mercier. It's also a lot more travel friendly since it's a pressed powder. But when I do use the Lancome, my husband always says, oh, why does your skin look so good today? What did you do differently? It's this. And then the last beauty favorites are both nail polishes, and in full transparency, I have been wearing nail polish for almost all of 2021. I've been doing the dip powder at the salon, and I always get a lot of questions about what I'm wearing. And this time around, it's just a salon powder that has no name. Sometimes I'll pick a powder that's from the OPI collection, and when I do that, I'll be sure to share that in the description box. I don't know what this is called. But the favorites from back then, and they're still favorites if I were gonna wear nail polish, and I do still wear polish on my toes sometimes, so I keep this stuff around, is Orly Rage. I don't even know if this is still available. It's a soft pink, almost like a rose glow metallic glitter. Isn't that stunning? Such a great shade for this time of year. And the other favorite is also a great holiday color. It's from Zoya, and it is called Tanya, and this is just a beautiful candy apple holiday red. So pretty. I will say, I think Zoya does the most beautiful shade range anyway, but they really do an outstanding job with reds. All right, let's move on to the fashion favorites from 2019. Basically, they were pajamas. I don't know if December 2019 was when I finally got into Soma pajamas or what was going on there. But the top three favorites in fashion were a Soma pajama top, a Soma pajama bottom, and then I listed the entire Soma pajama Cool Nights line. And I have to say, I still stand by that. Now, the print that I mentioned in 2019 is no longer available. I still own it. In fact, I just wore it this week. But Soma releases new prints like every month. So, and they usually don't keep all the pre-existing ones. So there's some turnover. However, this month I'm happy to share that I actually do have a favorite Soma pattern that I own because I wore it in our holiday cards this year. So you're looking at it there, and I will list the top and the bottom. They are separates. Then the other two fashion favorites were both sweaters. I don't have either one of them anymore. The first was actually really cute. I'm just kind of over hot pink and leopard print together. It was a sweater that my friend Tash, Nashville Tash, recommended, and I was influenced by an influencer. I bought it too, and I loved it. I wore it a ton. I also feel like it's one of those sweaters that is definitely a statement sweater, and you can only get so much wear out of it before people are like, oh, she's wearing that sweater again. I've also kind of like gotten away from the big leopard stuff. I won't say I'm completely phasing out animal prints, but it's just not something I'm into at the moment. So I no longer have that sweater. And then the other sweater that I also, I want to say decluttered, donated, was an Amazon sweater. I called it the window pane sweater. I guess you can see why here. And I can't remember why I gave it away. I think it was because I just didn't love that shade of beige on me. As you can see, I'm wearing a really light pink and I don't think it's doing anything for me. Maybe beige is not my color. It is still available and it comes in other colors and I may end up repurchasing it just in a different color. I like more color in my life. Then moving on to lifestyle favorites. Most of these are still around, just so you know. The first is Dr. Danny. Dr. Danny on YouTube. Her channel is still around. She's not uploading as much because in her everyday life, she is an anesthesiologist. She's a little bit busy, especially the last couple of years, but she is still uploading and I'm happy to tell you she's still a close friend of mine and we just had coffee, was it last week? By the time you see this, it may have been 2 weeks ago. But anyway, she's doing well. Go check out her channel if you haven't already. Now, I still have this next favorite. I just don't use it very often. These earplugs. And I had purchased these because Michael's snoring was getting totally out of control and it kept waking me up at night. I don't use the earplugs anymore. Michael still snores, not as much, but he does still snore. But I think I just have gotten to a point where I'm in a better sleep state. And so the tiniest noises aren't waking me up like they used to. Or I was already up and then I'd hear the snoring and then I couldn't fall back asleep. And that's, I think, mostly because one, I've been exercising more and that definitely helps me sleep better, but also the Trusted Lab nighttime gummies. I love these. They help me get to sleep and stay asleep. I have to keep stressing they're not a sleeping pill, so it's not gonna make you sleep through, you know, like anything major, but it definitely gets me a better quality of sleep that does allow me to sleep through the occasional snoring. Then another lifestyle favorite, the rest of these are so random. Tea, specifically Twinings lemon and ginger tea. These are not the same. I've gone through several boxes since 2019, but a perennial family favorite. And since then, I have picked up a new teapot that I love. I love this enamel teapot with the brass sort of antique gold metal on it. And it does still get hot, this enamel part, and it comes with a little silicone, tiny little silicone glove to hold it with, but I love this guy. Pretty sure this enamel comes in other colors as well. Also a favorite in December of 2019 were my towels. And look, still the same towels. These are just out of the wash. These are, I think they're from the brand Threshold at Target. These are the spa towels, come in lots of other color options. I love mine. Obviously you can see the white stays pretty white. Two holiday decor favorites that I'm still using were I call it my Hanukkah tree. It's just a silver glitter tree, like a table tree that I have used to hang Hanukkah ornaments on. And then also my light up garland, which I don't know if 2019 was the year I bought more of them or not, but I have since definitely bought more than I originally started out with, and my light up garland is on my mantelpiece and is also on my staircase as we speak. And then the last two favorites are definite intangibles. The first is a recipe, and Hanukkah kind of jumps around on the traditional calendar, so it was a lot earlier this year, but the traditional recipe for Hanukkah are potato pancakes, otherwise known as latkes, and I shared my favorite latke recipe, and it's still a favorite, so I will link that below. And then the last favorite was something we were binging on ESPN Plus, actually, not Netflix or Amazon. And it's the show Peyton's Places, and it's with Peyton Manning, where he walks you through different historic moments in football and people, important people in football and the history of football. And since then, he's gone on to create a second season, and his brother Eli has gone on to make his own version of the show, but focusing on college football. And if you are even remotely a football fan, this may take it up a level because it really gives you a better understanding of the game, of the history, and some of the important events and people in it. So if you like documentaries in general or like learning about something new, highly recommend Peyton's Places, and I can't remember if it's Eli's Places, Eli's something, I don't know. We've watched them all. They're fabulous. Well, that was it for December 2019. That was a weird month. It's kind of weird to look back knowing what's coming next, whereas December 2019 me was just so excited for 2020 and couldn't wait to see what it was going to bring. We all know what it brought. Anyway, even after all that, I am still optimistic for the next year. You have to be. There's no other way to live. So My current 2021 self is still excited for a new year and new opportunities and just new. So we shall see. Make sure you stick around so you can see the new favorites from December 2021. Those are still coming. I hope you have all had a wonderful December. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and all the other things that are going on this month. We're not ready for New Year's just yet. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me. And like I just said, should have cut this video short. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the next one.